All right, we're going to move on next to Nathan. Nathan is with Copilot. He's going to do a workshop, not a presentation, but a workshop on bringing AI agents into front-end applications with CopilotKit. Pretty excited. Hopefully be hands-on. And Nathan, take it away.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And amazing job from all of the presenters. I've really been enjoying it. So this is amazing. So I want to take everyone on a journey on what we call the agentic stack, but it's going to take me some time, a few moments to set it up. So let me share my screen and let's see, 1 second.
Are you finding Zoom that's hiding somewhere on your desktop?
Yeah, and of course, Mac, I'm gonna have to jump back in because it
All
I
right,
have to
come
change
on,
the
come
system
back.
settings. I'll be
We deal
right
with
back.
technical issues all the time. No problem. Come
Okay.
back. No problem. In the meantime, yes, I'm going to answer one question, which is, will there be a recording? Yes, there will be a recording. The recording link will be sent out. It will have the video. So I guess some people are asking, will it have the slides themselves? I don't think so. Oh, and Nathan is back.
Yes. So let me share my screen. And like I was saying a minute ago,
Good.
can you see my screen by the way?
Yeah, yeah, good to go. We can see your Google Chrome. Yeah.
Okay. Um, the how to bring AI agents
Yep.
slide. Okay, perfect. All right, sounds good. So let's talk about the agent stack. So welcome everyone. I'm really excited to be here, and I'll get to who I am in just a minute. I want to talk about um, CopilotKit and a protocol that CopilotKit launched, which is called AGUI, which stands for the Agent User Interaction Protocol. It was launched last week. It had an extremely amazing reception, and I'll tell you what it is and how that fits into the agent stack in just a moment. So today we're going to talk through how to bring AI agents into front-end applications with the Copilot Kit and the AGUI protocol. So just a quick agenda for the session. First, I'll talk through what is Copilot Kit, in case you don't know. What is the AGUI protocol? And I know a lot of folks have quite robust backgrounds in AI and agents and machine learning, um, which is great. And I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive. I'll stay high level for some, and I'll go into technical in the second demo that I do. And then we're going to talk through the future of what this protocol is and where we see this protocol going. And finally, we'll leave some uh, question and answer time at the end. So who am I? I'm Nathan Tarbert. I'm the senior DevRel at CopilotKit, and I lead the community. So has anyone ever heard of a 21-year college course in truck driving and JavaScript? Well, it's a true story. So I was a commercial truck driver for 21 years, up until the late teens, the 2000 teens, that is. And then with my fascination with AI, blockchain, and you know, deep technological topics in itself, I managed to completely switch careers out of what I was doing into tech, never looked back, which brings me to
Hey,
Copilot
Nathan.
Kit.
Hey, we'll have to
Yes.
have you back just to talk about that. There's a lot
Sure,
of people who
sure.
want to figure out how to switch careers. We'll have to have you
It
back just for that topic.
it's not easy. It's basically years of no sleep and working nights to do it, but it's fun.
All right.
Um, So a short look ahead. CopilotKit didn't set out to build a protocol. The protocol was more of an accident, and I'll explain how that happened. So CopilotKit is infrastructure for building AI copilots and agents designed to work alongside people, not autonomously. And our mission is to bridge human and artificial intelligence. We believe that for the future, most interesting work is going to be done by humans and AI together, um, and not just agents alone. Over the next few years, I think, we believe most knowledge workers will spend their productive time alongside AI agents. And developers already see this with tools like Cursor and V0. We think it's coming for everyone, product managers, tax accountants, insurance agents, you name it. Um, I don't believe jobs are going away, but you'll be co-working with an agent. And we're building the infrastructure to make those experiences at scale. And CopilotKit is completely open source at almost 20,000 GitHub stars and tens of thousands of installs a week, serving companies from startups to hobbyists to Fortune 100s. And oh, the AGUI protocol is at a very high level, an open, lightweight, event-based protocol for facilitating rich real-time agent user interactivity. It's quite a mouthful, but I'll explain what that means. So agents emit events compatible with 16 standard AGUI events. So things like run started, run stopped, text message content, and state management calls. We arrived at these from the bottom up. The origin was CopilotKit developed support for LangGraph initially. And after two other agentic frameworks, we realized that due to their complexity and how every agentic framework is different, whether they're in Python or TypeScript, that we could communicate to them from the front end and vice versa and share state via events. The integration resonated and partners asked for, you know, as I mentioned, like from LangGraph on, that one-off integrations wasn't feasible. And so this defines a common layer. And yeah, that was the origin of AGUI. And really, we can look at this from like an M times N multiplier. So AGUI turns an M times N multiplier into an M plus N layer. So M is the agentic frameworks and N is the clients. So AGUI fits right in the middle and can communicate and share state with the agents to the platform, whether that's Slack, Discord, WhatsApp. We have folks already working on Bedrock agents, WhatsApp, because CopilotKit is React based. And so this completely expands this whole ecosystem of being able to communicate with agents. And so, and it's had just amazing progress in a little over a week since we launched the protocol. So where does AGUI sit within other protocols? So think of a triangle. So MCP handles tools and context for agents. A to A, or ACP as well, handles agent to agent communication. And then AGUI handles the agent to user interaction. So it brings the agent to the user level. So you can interact with it, see it. Um, Next, I'm going to do a quick demo of what we call the AGUI Dojo. So it's a tested grounds and checklist for new integrations. And so as you'll see, um, the implementation of a dojo means different features, different events that bring features from your agent to your user. So let me just pop over here to GitHub. This is the AGUI GitHub. And if I scroll down, I've got the integrations that are supported out of the box in week number 1. And so let's use a Crew AI agent. Again, like pray for me doing a live demo, but I think it's going to work out. So the first one is chat. So think of it as Slack or Teams. Um, you know, we're constantly chatting and communicating with our coworkers, boss, supervisor, insurance people. It could be email, but it could also be like live chat. So, this is basically at a high level. It's ChatGPT or Gemini, and we can just like chat with it. An agent is connected, but it can still do normal communication, which is normal. But you can also add tools to your agent so the agent can actually do something on the user's behalf to your application. So we can do something like, set the background color to a gradient, and it does it. The user did it. In this application, which is open source, and anyone can go take a look at it, we provide the code. So at a high level, all that's happening is CopilotKit is using AGUI in the middle as the middle layer, but the front end is talking to the agent, and it's using one hook to basically do it. So it's changing the background, and then we have just like it's like a just normal React. It's setting the background, but it's doing it at the application level. And I'll show you a little more. I'll unlock a little bit more of that in the next demo. So we've got chat. Then we've got human in the loop. So you don't want an agent to just go off and do your task and just sign off on it and have no input or no collaboration. So, we want the agent to come back with a set of things that we can add input. It's also agent steering as well. If it starts going off the rails, let's correct it. So we're going to go to Mars, and let's say we don't want to build a spacecraft, we don't want to orbit Earth, and we don't want to return to Earth. So now let's send our agent back. And by the way, these are just a hello world of hello worlds. So it's an application of applications. And this is just demonstrating one thing that an agent can do. So, the agent gave us a list. We deselected some of it, and it said, great, here's your new, here's the new steps that you're going to take to go to Mars. All right, so that's pretty easy. Then we've got agentic generative UI. So now this is where you start to get a little more interesting. So again, we're going to go to Mars, and we want to see the steps that the agent is taking as they take them. And that's what this is demonstrating. So at every step, it's just rendering markdown like header number 2 or something. But this improves user experience and keeps the user engaged. It also allows for, again, a little human in the loop agent steering. So if we can see that the agent's going down the wrong path, we can correct it. So we've also got tools. Now, tools are pretty great because you can actually show anything you want, not just in your application, but in the chat as well. So this is a haiku generator. Pretty simple. It's going to make us a haiku, and which is like 3 lines. So we want to create a haiku. Let's see. These are suggestions by the LLM, by the way, and it's kind of randomized. So let's create a haiku on modern society. Great. So what it did was it not only created a haiku, but we also get visuals within the chat, but also in our application. So, we can select here in the chat, and it's basically reflected in our application. And this is powered by CopilotKit on the front end to allow this to happen. So this is pretty cool. That's tools. Then we have shared state. And let me also mention that being able to select images in the chat, we're sharing state with the agent and vice versa. So it's going to the agent, it's coming back to the front end, and you can set parameters on what you want your user to see on the front end for what your agent's doing. Not everything that the agent does you want to show the user, but it's configurable, is basically my point. So we've got this recipe maker, which this basically demonstrates shared state. So we've got this recipe. What do we want to make? Let's make something. Let's have AI basically just make us a recipe. A dairy-free carrot cake. Great. Except I don't like carrots. And so we want to basically remove the carrots from the carrot cake. Now, in our chat, you would think this is separate, but we can tell the agent to go do a task. It's going to change our application and then vice versa. So, and we can steer it from the chat. So let's say remove the carrots and let's see, does it have salt? And add salt. Okay, so now we're going to send the agent off to do something. It magically removed, it actually didn't remove our carrots. It should remove the carrots from this carrot cake. I don't know if you can remove carrots from a carrot cake. It's the agent is off the rails. Um, Let me pick a different one. Let's see here. So improve. What is it doing? 1 second. This is how live demos go. No biggie. So one more demonstration. Uh, let's make a vegetarian veggie burger. So we're going to tell the agent what to do from the chat. It's going to give us a recipe. And let's say we want to check the box and make it gluten-free and respect my preferences. And it went back and the agent changed it from the chat through shared state and back to the chat, so we can steer it. Great, so that looks good. And then we have what's called predictive state updates, and I'll explain this as I go. So let's write a pirate story. AI is basically going to write a random pirate story. And uh, I can already see, it gave us it's in the Caribbean, Captain Redbeard, and let's confirm the changes. This is human in the loop. Now, I'm not crazy about Captain Redbeard. Let's name the captain. Let's go with George, and let's just see what it does. So from the chat, it's going to go off and it's going to just basically scan all of the text, which on the back end is markdown. And it went ahead and the agent ran that task. Now, if we like it, we can confirm it. If we reject it, we can keep iterating on it. So this just demonstrates, how you're co-working with an agent. So I can see that it did a good job. And basically, if I confirm these changes, it's going to remove Redbeard from everywhere and it's going to insert George. And there we go. We've got our new story. Okay, great. And then we've got, let's see here. We've got this other application which demonstrates like this Canvas research helper. All right, so let's see. Let's say research the life cycle of penguins, and we want to say maybe let's give it a structure. So let's put the title here. Let's go with the origins. Let's go with make it interesting. Maybe evolution. And I can't type while I'm talking. And evolution. And let's go the end. So basically, we're setting up the agent to go do its research. And let's say, help me with my research. So now what we're going to see is we're going to see the steps of the agent while it reaches out into the internet, it does its research, and then it's going to come back to us with what it finds, including resources. And then the next step is basically it's going to write our research draft for us. So what we can do here is we've got these resources. This is using Tavili, which is a very complex search on the back end. And as we can see, it's writing everything for us. And we can basically iterate with our agent. And we can even, because it shares state, let's say, delete the last resource. And because the agent can see what the last resource is, which is the care of chicks, let's delete it, and it's going to go away. So this is just, one simple demonstration of, partnering with agents. All right. So that is demo number 1. That was the dojo. And like I mentioned before, the frameworks that are already supported that you can use today are LangGraph, CrewAI, AG2, Mostra. It's free, it's open source. So demo number two. Um, this is a little more technical, but I want to be able to show some of the really cool things that you can do in an application. So what we're going to do is, if I can get these controls out of the way. There we go. I'm going to move them. I'm going to head over to the CopilotKit docs, and I'm going to go to Quick Start, and I can basically get started with one command here. So let me go to my terminal. I'm going to run this, and what it's going to do is it's going to start scaffolding a project. So what agent do we want to use? Well, let's pick LangGraph. I don't have an existing agent. Let's go with TypeScript. And my OpenAI key. 1 second. Let me just pause my share and get that. Okay. Now what it's going to do is it's going to start building this application. So it's going to give us a front end with an agent on the back end that we can interact with. All right. So now let's run, let's see here. We've got our, this is npm run dev because it's an XJS project, and we need to start our agent on the back end. This is local. So it started a LangGraph server, and now we can hop over to our application. Ta-da! I know, isn't it great? So basically, it's a, I commented out the really cool stuff. So right now, it's a, it's just a normal, you go to ChatGPT, Gemini, really LLM, any LLM, and start chatting with it. And this is what this is. And we can just say, you know, hello, we can interact with it. No big deal. So then, as we can see, it's giving us these proverbs. So let's give me a proverb about London. And it gave us a proverb. Cool, no big deal. But I want to be able to interact with my application now. So add this to the list, and it can't. Why can't it? Because it doesn't know how. So let's hop back into our code here at a very high level. This is a React application. The root level is your application, and you basically wrap your entire app with CopilotKit. Well, really anything that you want the agent to have context to. So we have our proverbs, and we can actually start interacting with our application and changing our app using one hook. It's the use Copilot action hook, and it takes in just one parameter, which is proverb, and you can set the state, and it's going to return a proverb. And as you can see, so now let's add this to the list. And let's see. Did I add the right one? 1 second. Add proverb. Everything's running. So let's give me another proverb, and then we're going to ask it. We'll do a shortcut. So live demo technicality, no big deal. Give me A proverb about bees. I spelled it wrong, but that was on purpose. And it added our proverb to our list of proverbs. So we've got our chat, which is totally separate. We've got our application, which could be any application. And from the chat, I can start interacting with the application, add stuff to it, take it away. We've got, since we have an agent connected, let's, get the weather. The agent's going to reach out. It sees the weather through whatever form, and gives it to us in the chat. But I want to make this more interesting for my user. And so what I can do is just add another simple hook, uncomment this one, which takes in a parameter and it returns a React component. In this case, it's a weather card. So let's go back to our application. There we go. Now, you know, when we're interacting with our agent, it can give us images. It can do a lot of things. It could be any sort of component you can think of and keep the user engaged, along with just making your application more interesting. Um, okay, that was great. One more thing. So let's have the agent completely change the application. Let's set the theme to orange. It's basically saying, you're crazy. I don't know how to do that. All right, but not to worry. We can fix this. So one more hook and again, takes in a parameter. It returns a handler, which is set theme color. We're going to hop back to our application. Now let's ask it again. And hopefully this time it works. Okay. So now our agent is actually changing our application. We give it full context of the app, and we're basically partnering together. Uh, yeah, so that I think that's really, really cool. Let's hop back here. So as I mentioned, AGUI sits in the middle of an agent layer, which is the common layer. And you've got your front end and your agents. And basically what I demonstrated was you're allowing your users to start interacting and partnering with the agents. The future of AGUI, we're going to add more SDKs, more frameworks, and we're asking for more community contributions because it's open source. And works in progress, we've got this list here. If anyone can think of any other agentic frameworks that they really love, um, let's talk and we'll help assist you. We'll help guide you along the way. We want to add everything. And then we can answer questions if you'd like. And then I also have a couple QR codes if you want to join GitHub discussions or want to talk about contributing. There's this one on the right, and then CopilotKit's Twitter and LinkedIn on the left. There we go.
Hey, Nathan, good job. I'm looking through the questions
Thank you.
here. Maybe if you want to repost the GitHub links, I think that wouldn't hurt. Or if you could,
Sure.
that's one thing. Some people were also looking for the guides for best practices to scale for production.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, no problem. Let me grab those
and
links and I'll pop them in the chat.
yeah, Yeah, if you would. And somebody asked, are you using Vercel web dev tool to build a website or only for the demo?
So it's a Next.js application and it's running locally. So I guess technically it is using Vercel, but really it's just Next.js.
Yeah, it's hosted on Vercel, but yeah,
Yeah.
Next.js tech stack.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Somebody gave you applause for Shifter Courier. I told you like we should do a proper talk on this. Um, I think this is it for the questions, actually. Pretty good. Super. Well,
Cool.
thank you for
Awesome.
this. Two live demos. Pretty
No problem. It
impressed.
was
I
fun.
love it. Well, wonderful. Thank you, Nathan. Everyone, this is gonna wrap up our Agentic AI mini-con from MarkTech Post. Thank you all for joining. The recording link will be made available, and we look forward to your feedback, and we'll keep on improving. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.